Welcome back to the Rate My Professor podcast, where we talk all about academia and bring education to everyone.
Yeah.
Today, we're going on a deep dive into something that might seem, really basic at first. But when you think about it, it's pretty deep, especially when we're talking about things like rating professors on academicjobs.com.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the power of saying thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting, how a simple thank you can be so powerful,
Right.
especially in the world of, higher education.
Yeah, so how does thank you become more than just like good manners in a place like a college campus?
Well, let's imagine like a student is struggling in a class, right? Maybe they're even like questioning if they should even be in school.
Mm-hmm.
Then, all of a sudden something clicks, they get a concept they've been working on, or they ace a hard exam, and,
Right.
and that thank you they might feel toward the professor
Okay.
becomes this like affirmation of their own growth.
So it's like saying thank you to the professor is also a way of being thankful for their own effort in the class.
Yeah, exactly. Like recognizing the struggle and celebrating how far they've come.
Yeah.
And that can be like really empowering,
Yeah.
especially in, the world of academia, which can be really demanding.
Yeah. That makes me think about how students use websites like Rate My Professor or even academicjobs.com's new rating feature.
Right.
Leaving a positive review even years later can be
Okay.
such a powerful way to show gratitude.
For sure. And it really, highlights how thank you can build connections.
Okay.
When a student, takes the time to thank a professor, whether it's face-to-face or through a site like academicjobs.com,
Yeah.
it just creates this feeling of like shared experience and respect.
Like we're all part of the same community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that sense of, connection is so valuable in academia, where mentorship and collaboration are so important.
Okay. So we've talked about how thank you is more than just, good manners,
Right.
especially at a university. But is there a difference between saying a casual thanks and like really meaning it?
That's a great question. I think it all comes down to like how intentional you are,
Mm-hmm.
like a heartfelt thank you that, really shows how a professor's guidance helped a student.
Yeah.
Means so much more than just like a generic thanks.
So it's about like actually being genuine and not just going through the motions.
For sure. And that comes through whether it's, in person or even in a review on academicjobs.com.
Okay.
It's about taking the time to like really say how someone impacted you.
And I imagine that kind of appreciation, from a student can be really motivating for a professor.
Totally.
Yeah.
Knowing that what they're doing actually makes a difference in their students' lives is super rewarding.
It's like this positive feedback loop.
Mhm.
Gratitude fuels more, teaching and mentorship.
Exactly. And that leads us to another interesting thing about thank you.
Okay.
Its ability to unlock potential.
This is getting really interesting. Tell me more about how saying thank you can help people reach their potential, particularly in an academic setting.
Well, when we say thank you, we shift our thinking from what we're missing to what we already have.
Right.
And that can open us up to new possibilities.
So instead of thinking about all the things going wrong, we start to see opportunities to learn and grow.
Exactly. And that's where the power of thank you really shines.
Okay.
It's not just about the past. It's about looking to the future with a sense of like, possibility.
So it's like thanking a professor isn't just about what you've already learned, but also being ready to learn more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that open mindset can lead to like, amazing things.
Yeah.
It might inspire us to, study something even more deeply or find new mentors or even pursue careers we never thought of before.
So gratitude can help us explore and discover new things, especially in a place like a university.
Exactly. And, research actually shows that saying thank you can make us more resilient.
Really?
Yeah, and better able to deal with challenges.
So saying thank you isn't just like a nice thing to do.
Right.
It can actually help us get through tough times in school.
Exactly. It's all about, realizing that our experiences, even the hard ones, are valuable and we can use them to grow.
Like thanking that one professor who really pushed us to our limits
Yeah.
is a way of saying, hey, I'm strong and resilient.
Right. And that can be really empowering.
So thank you is a lot more than just being polite.
It is.
It's about, believing in yourself, connecting with others, reaching your potential, and even bouncing back from setbacks.
Totally. It's amazing how much meaning can be packed into those two little words.
Right. It's pretty powerful stuff, especially in the world of education, where it's all about learning and growing as a person.
Yeah,
It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest things can be the most powerful.
absolutely.
And with platforms like Rate My Professor and academicjobs.com's new rating feature, there are even more ways for students to show their gratitude.
For sure.
It's like building this network of appreciation where everyone in academia feels valued and supported.
Exactly. And that's a really powerful thing.
So we've talked about how saying thank you is a lot more than just good manners, especially in college.
Mm.
But I'm curious, are there specific ways to say thank you that are especially meaningful in academia?
That's a great question, and one we should definitely explore further.
Yeah, I think we should dig into that a little bit more.
When we talk about impactful thank yous in the world of, academia, it's not just about like saying the words.
Right.
It's about how you say them and, the context.
Okay.
A generic thanks at the end of class might be polite,
Sure.
but it doesn't really mean as much as a more personal thank you.
So it's about like really thinking about why you're grateful.
Exactly. Imagine a student like emailing a professor after the semester is over, thanking them for, some specific advice that really helped them.
Right.
That shows the professor that their work actually had an impact.
It's like leaving a detailed review on academicjobs.com.
Exactly.
Not just saying like, oh, this professor was good,
Right.
but like what made them stand out.
Totally. And, it's not just about praising professors either.
Right.
It's about thanking anyone in the academic community who helps you.
Right.
Like a TA who went out of their way to help you understand something.
Yeah.
That kind of gratitude can make a big difference.
It makes everyone feel more positive.
For sure. But, I think the most powerful thank yous are the ones you don't expect.
Oh, like what?
Well, think about it. What if a student reached out to a professor years after graduating and told them how much a particular class or advice helped them in their career?
Wow, that's amazing.
It really shows how much of an impact educators can have.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. A simple thank you can have effects for years.
And it shows how in academia, those relationships you build can last a lifetime.
Yeah, it's like you're planting a seed that keeps growing.
I like that. And for the professor, it must be amazing to hear that.
It is. It reminds them why they do what they do.
Because they're making a real difference in people's lives.
Exactly. And it shows that gratitude isn't just one way. It's about building a culture of appreciation.
Where everyone feels valued.
Right. And that's where websites like academicjobs.com come in.
Okay.
They give students a way to share their experiences and, thank their professors.
Right.
So it becomes more than just a private feeling. It's public recognition of how much professors matter.
And that can inspire other students to do the same.
Totally. It creates like a chain reaction of appreciation.
So gratitude is more than just good manners.
It is.
It's about realizing that we're all on this journey of learning together.
Exactly.
And that's something to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Wow. It's amazing how much meaning there is behind, just saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the world of education. It's not just politeness.
Right.
It could really change relationships, inspire people, and help people grow.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is how gratitude can actually change the person who's saying thank you.
Oh, really? Tell me more about that.
Well, there's research showing that, practicing gratitude can actually be good for you. Okay.
People who are grateful tend to have less stress.
Interesting.
They're happier and even healthier.
So saying thank you isn't just good for, your relationships. It's
Right.
good for you too.
Exactly. And that's really important for students.
Right.
They're under so much pressure, with classes, exams, and figuring out their future.
Yeah.
Gratitude can really help them.
So it's like instead of focusing on everything that's stressful, you focus on what you're grateful for.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that can be really powerful.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling overwhelmed by school,
Yeah.
you start to see all the amazing opportunities.
Like when you finally understand a really hard concept.
Exactly.
Or you get good feedback on a tough assignment.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling of gratitude can really change your whole perspective.
Totally. And it's not just about the classroom either.
Okay.
Students can be grateful to librarians,
Yeah.
classmates,
Yeah.
Even family and friends who support them.
It's like you're creating this like circle of gratitude around you.
I like that. That makes everyone feel better.
Exactly. It's all about realizing, we're all in this together.
And websites like academicjobs.com are part of that too.
Right.
They give students a way to, share their gratitude for professors.
Yeah, it's more than just a private feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes this public recognition of how important educators are.
And that can inspire other students to be more grateful too.
Absolutely. It creates like a ripple effect.
So gratitude is more than just a nice thing.
It is.
It's essential.
It can change your experience in school, your relationships, and even your well-being.
It's about appreciating what you have and who's helped you along the way and looking to the future with a sense of, excitement.
Exactly. And it all starts with two little words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's that easy. So to wrap up this deep dive, I think the message is clear.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude is powerful.
Yeah, it can transform your academic journey, your
Yeah.
relationships, and even your overall well-being.
It's about appreciating what you have and who's helped you along the way and looking to the future with a sense of, excitement.
Exactly. And it all starts with two little words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's that easy.
Ah,
Well, thank you so much for this incredible conversation.
of course, it was my pleasure.
It's been really enlightening, and I think we've all learned a lot about the power of gratitude.
Yeah, me too.
So listeners, remember to express your gratitude to the professors who have made a difference in your academic journey. Visit academicjobs.com to rate your professor today.